Hey everybody, Papa from Papa's Custom Cars. So we've got our frame pretty much done. We've got our A-arms on and everything, but we've got to start cleaning up old parts that we're going to be reusing, like caliper mounts and the calipers, the backing plates, all that kind of fun stuff, along with our steering box. We've got to get them all cleaned up and painted. And we've got some powder coating to do. So I'll run you through what we got to get done. Here's what we got to do, so let's get to it. Okay, so we've got a bunch to clean up. All the parts that we pulled off the front of this car, there's the bumper brackets, there's the radiator support, we've got all of the backing plates and calipers and all that kind of stuff that we're reusing on the front of the car, and a lot of it we're going to try powder coating for the first time. I've also got a rack that I bought at an auction, surprise, that was made to hold giant rolls of bubble wrap. And the reason I bought it was I saw it in the picture and I've used it already, but it makes for a great parts hanger while you're painting, sandblasting, or power washing. It makes a really nice place to hold them up, and you'll see as I bring it out and we start hanging parts on it, but it'll give us a nice place to hang our parts to paint and to powder coat. With the powder coating, we have to have a good ground. So we're going to have to figure out a way to take this thing and make sure that we've got a good ground on any of the parts that we're powder coating. We've got to bring in our oven. We've got to do a bunch of stuff like that. The problem is today is mostly cleanup and getting things ready. The other side of my garage is a disaster right now. I can show it to you, but there's just stuff piled everywhere. Everything that I finished over here, I moved over there and basically just kind of left it. So I've got to do a lot of that. So this is going to be probably a very short Wednesday video unless I see something that you guys need to know or see. But other than that, we'll probably fast forward through a lot of the cleanup and paint. And once we get to the painting, we'll kind of go through what we're doing there. But that's kind of it. So I got to get to work. It's Sunday and I got to get some parts cleaned up. So let's get to it. Okay, now we need to get to cleaning. I'm going to apologize for the sound quality. I put the microphone over here because I got to deal with dirty, greasy parts, and I don't want to touch my microphone. So it may fade in and out as I move around. I'm going to try to put it central so that you guys can all hear me. I've got my parts cleaner running now and got some of the backing plates on these steering. I don't know what they are offhand, but they're the arms that hook to the actual back of the steering. So we've got to get these cleaned up. We have brand new tie rods, so these can go away. We'll probably throw them in a bin in the back with the rest of the parts that we've taken off, and someday if we have an emergency and need one, we've got one. So I've got to get this one apart first. So the other one, it looks like I took the bolt out. This one's looking pretty rough. This side of the car seems to have had more of a leak than the other side. I've got another garbage. I've got two garbage cans. I need one on this side and one on the other. And this one, we've got a lot of junk on here. This is the power steering side, and the power steering at one point was actually leaking. Had to replace a seal or something back in the day. So I want to get this bolt off, and then we can get the pick the fork, put it in there, and pop it loose. So, as I was saying, as I'm doing all this, I'm cleaning my mess as I go. You always just grab the impact and use it. She's in there and pretty tight. It's right there. Grab my impact and find it. So far, the key impact is still doing well. Go. So that mounts to the back of the knuckle, and that's what the tie rod hooks to. remember. Yeah, it's like that. Go into the parts washer. It's full of grease. We're going to grab our other one. And repeat the same process. I'm curious on the solvent in these gloves. These are 8mm gloves, in case you're wondering. I found anything thinner than that just falls apart. Better grip on it. Grab both sides of it right here at the bolts. What do you think about it? I like to give it a couple of hard caps. Should come off just as easy as the other one did. There we go. That's the second one. Goes into the parts washer. The caliper bracket. The other side. And down here on the ground is my steering box. I'm going to do it last because you need to be a little bit more careful about how we clean it. So I've got my regular brush. I've got my little handheld brush. See if we can't start getting some of this stuff cleaned up. And I've had a couple of these pieces sitting in here soaking, and they're coming clean real quick. Like I said, this car didn't see a lot of road salt, so those of y'all who follow me from the salting states know what I'm talking about. Cleaning up pretty good. And we still are going to use the come back here, you. We are still going to use the scrubber on these and go ahead and get them prepped, same as I did with the frame. And that's to make sure that everything sticks well. I could even powder coat these if I wanted to. I think the issue is, well, you know, these might be able to be powder coated too, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Lay them flat so they get completely submerged. Same with this one. Let's put this stuff out of the way. Most of the tools I have, like this is a Harbor Freight 20-gallon parts cleaner. 20 gallons of parts cleaner is expensive, just so you know. So if you get away with the little one, use the little one. I think this is the first time I've had 20 gallons in it, and once again, it was because I found it at an auction. Wow. Amazon. Gotta love it. First time I've ever seen a parts brush not be able to stand up the parts cleaner. Here's another one. Let's see how well it does. I see this one's got some grease on it. You could put this into your sandblaster and clean it, but if you do that, all this grease and garbage is going to end up in your sandblaster, and nobody wants that. So it's easier just to clean it in the parts washer, get all this grease and stuff off of here. Okay, that side's done. Now let's try to work on this side. This is the fun part that a lot of the channels don't show you. But it is a necessary evil. You want to make sure that it rinsed off completely. So get all the junk off there and gunk and stuff. Like I said, we're going to come back at this with the wheel and clean it up. We want to make sure we've got almost all the grease off of it so that when we handle it, we don't get grease all over. Okay, set that aside and let that dry. Now let's hit our caliper, shall we? Let that soak down there. This one. There's a deep end of this, and that's where you can put the deep stuff, and then you've got the regular side. Coming pretty clean, pretty fast. The only thing that I'm going to look into is trying to figure out how to put a better filtration system in this, because it cycles a lot of the same garbage over and over and over again. It doesn't really get it out of there. That garbage on here, this is all rust, or sure feels like rust. So flap disc will take care of that. I should say the cleaning disc will take it right off. But at least it's clean enough to handle. That's the main thing. Yeah, see, this one's coming out real clean. And there's a little kink right here that'll have to be fixed too. So make sure we take care of that. But the rest of this I'll be able to get cleaner on the outside than on the inside. Now the only other thing we've got left here anyway. Yeah, I don't miss Illinois in the rusty cars. Now one of the things you have to be careful of in San Diego is there is seawater. So there's salt in the air. So you do suffer if you leave bare metal out. If you're working on something in San Diego, get it primed immediately. Because the salt comes in every morning. Okay, so all our parts are nice and dry now. We've got our scuffer. I did realize that when I put in this air system, I put a chuck here and I put a chuck down on the other end. I really need to add another one in this area. What's nice about these piping systems is you can actually just add one. It actually bolts on and pierces the pipe, so you automatically have one, so it's really easy to do. But what we're going to use here for our holding device is going to be our vise, of course. So let's get this in here so that we can get this thing cleaned up. And this is going to be our biggest part to clean, so we'll start with it. Okay. Ooh, spring loaded. I haven't changed the pad yet. I want to see if it works on this, and if it does, then I'll be able to use it on all of them. Gummed up and not cleaning very well. It's taking forever, so let's go ahead and change out this handle. Okay, let's get back to it. Voila! I didn't pull all of the paint off of it. I just wanted to get enough to get it clean so that it's ready for paint later. So that one's done. Okay, I breathed in enough dust for the weekend. We've got all of our parts pretty much cleaned up. We just have to run through and finish cleaning all this garbage up, but I'm inhaling way too much dirt. I need to pick up some masks and some more of the cleaning pads, because that's the last one I have. So with that, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next week.